Owain Rhys-Davies. Owain Rhys-Davies dies at 44. Owain Rhys-Davies, a Welsh actor who appeared in Twin Peaks, The Return, and The OA, died suddenly over the weekend, according to the BBC. He was 44. Davies was best known for playing FBI agent Wilson in the 2017 revival of David Lynch's iconic series Twin Peaks, appearing in 3 episodes alongside Lynch himself as FBI Deputy Director Gordon Cole. His other credits include the Netflix drama, The OA, 2016's Alice Through the Looking Glass starring Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, and the 2019 horror film, A Serial Killer's Guide to Life. Davies' brother, Rodri Davies, announced his death on Instagram over the weekend and said that the circumstances surrounding it remain unclear. "It is with profound sadness that my father and I share the news that my brother, Owain, has passed away," he wrote. "This news will come as a great shock to many. While there are still questions that remain unanswered regarding the circumstances of his death, our understanding at this stage is that Owain passed suddenly, naturally and peacefully." He added, "The reach of Owain's love, friendship and generosity was vast. The outpouring of messages we have received over the past few days has been deeply moving and a testament to the impact he had on so many lives." The Twin Peaks fan account at Welcomito Twin Peaks also paid tribute to Davies, sharing a photo of him and Lynch on set. "Our thoughts are with his family, friends and all those who knew and loved him," the caption reads. Rick Edelman. Rick Edelman dies at 79. Longtime former NBA coach and Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame entree Rick Edelman died Monday, June 1, the NBA Coaches Association, NBCA, announced. Edelman was 79. Edelman coached 29 seasons in the NBA, with head coaching stops at the Portland Trail Blazers, Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings, Houston Rockets and Minnesota Timberwolves. Over that span, he compiled a 1,042,749.582 record and reached the postseason 16 times. His 1,791 games coached ranks 12th all-time, and his total for victories ranks 10th. Edelman led the Trail Blazers, who featured star players like Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter, to 2 NBA Finals appearances, in 1990 and 1992. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver extolled Edelman's accomplishments and expressed his condolences in a statement issued Monday evening. Rick Edelman was one of the most respected and accomplished coaches in the history of the NBA. Following his NBA playing career, Rick turned to coaching where his leadership, innovation and genuine love for basketball left a lasting impression on generations of players and fellow coaches over his nearly 30-year run. He was a brilliant strategist and teacher of the game, and an even better person. "I send my deepest condolences to Rick's family and many friends throughout the league." But Edelman might be most famously remembered as the successful coach of the Kings from 1998-2006. The Sacramento Kings organization is deeply saddened by the passing of Rick Edelman, a beloved coach whose leadership, character, and vision helped define an era of Kings basketball that inspired our city and captivated fans around the world, the team said Monday in a statement. John Key. John Key died at 71. John Key, the rugby league broadcaster and former Challenge Cup winning coach, has died at the age of 71. The Rugby Football League announced that Key died suddenly on Sunday on his return from covering Wigan Warriors Challenge Cup victory at Wembley for the BBC. Key led 9 clubs across a coaching career lasting more than 700 matches, masterminding a shock win for Sheffield Eagles in 1998, and then steering Hull FC to glory in 2005. Key, who played for a decade as an outside back at Castleford before his long spell in the dugout, retired in 2025 after a second stint at Batley. The Yorkshireman also tried his hand at international level, coaching England, Wales and France over the course of his career. Nigel Wood, chair of the IFL, said, "On behalf of the whole sport, our thoughts and condolences are with John's wife Dawn, his family, and with those who played or worked alongside him over the last 50 years. Having had a 10-year career at Castleford, he found his passion for coaching, which saw him oversee more than 700 games across a career, which included coaching England in the 2000 World Cup, Wales in the 2017 and 2021 World Cup, oversaw Challenge Cup victories at Sheffield Eagles and Hull FC, and most recently took Batley Bulldogs to the Championship Grand Final. But John was also an excellent broadcast summariser, with a great turn of phrase and an undiluted love and positivity for the sport. It was always a pleasure to see John at Wakefield Trinity games most recently, as he was full of energy and enthusiasm for the game he clearly loved and had given him so much, in the same way he had given back." Kelly Curtis. Kelly Curtis dead at 69. Jamie Lee Curtis is sharing a special memory of precious time spent with her late sister, Kelly Lee Curtis, on the night before her wedding to husband Christopher Guest. The Freaky Friday star, 67, posted an image on Instagram of a contact sheet featuring black and white photos of the two sisters posing together. In 1984, on December 17th, in the evening before my wedding, my sister, Kelly, who was my maid of honor, came to my apartment and slept over, Jamie wrote in the caption. Our friend, Suzanne Tenner, came and made a portrait of the sisters before I got married. She sent me this contact sheet today in condolence for the loss of my beautiful sister. Jamie went on to share how her wedding brought her and Kelly back together. My sister and I were close as children, but also had that sibling competition for divorced parents' attention and love, and we were wildly different and lived apart for many years. But she came back to be with me at my wedding and never really left again, she continued. She worked for me at one point when she was in between jobs as Maya's sister aunt and became an integral part of my family structure. Jamie added, I miss her today, but am buoyed by the knowledge that she is at peace. A number of fellow actresses shared their love and support in the comments, including Jennifer Garner, who wrote, "Beautiful black heart hash," and Rita Wilson, who said, "The picture in the second column and second down is so tender and beautiful." The Bear actress's sentimental post came one day after she announced her sister's death. In a post on Saturday, May 30th, she shared that Kelly died that morning at peace at her California home. She was 69 years old. Ronald Larpred. Ronald Larpred dead at 75. The Commodore's co-founder and former bassist Ronald Larpred has died. He was 75. On Saturday, Larpred's daughter, music producer Soraya Larpred, confirmed her father's death on social media. It is with very heavy heart that I must announce that my father Ronald Larpred has passed, Soraya wrote on a post shared to her Instagram story. Soraya also uploaded a photo of herself embracing Larpred. No cause of death was immediately provided. However, the NZ Herald reported on Saturday that Larpred died following a sudden medical event in Auckland, New Zealand. According to the outlet, Larpred had lived in Auckland for 40 years prior to his death. Larpred co-founded the Commodores with Lionel Richie, Walter Clyde Orange, Thomas McClary, William King, Milan Williams after they met as students at the Tuskegee Institute, which later became known as Tuskegee University, in Tuskegee, Alabama. In 1971, the Commodores were selected to open for the Jackson 5, a major break that helped them gain national exposure. The funk, soul and R&B band signed with Motown in 1972 and released their debut studio album, Machine Gun, in 1974. Larpred was a member of the Commodores for 16 years from 1970 to 1986 and played on 11 of their albums. His bass work can be heard on some of the legendary group's biggest hits including Machine Gun, Brick House, Easy, 3 Times a Lady, Sail On, Still, and Night Shift. During Lapred's tenure with the band, the Commodores earned 9 Grammy Award nominations, winning in 1986 for Best Rhythm and Blues Vocal Performance Duo, Group or Chorus of Night Shift. After leaving the Commodores, Joe Negri. Joe Negri dies at 99. Weeks away from sharing a 100th birthday with fellow jazz players Miles Davis and John Coltrane, guitarist-composer Joe Negri, known to PBS loving kids and parents as Handyman Negri, Fred Rogers' pal, on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, died on May 30th. He was 99. His passing was confirmed by Negri's daughter, Lisa Negri, at TribLive. Negri died of natural causes. Before commencing a flourishing career as a Pittsburgh area actor with a predilection for children's television, e.g., Adventure Time in 1959, which led him to Mr. Rogers' Zip Code, Negri had a career as a guitarist with a touring swing orchestra before becoming a prominent bop six-stringer along the East Coast, with his first album, as a leader released in 1960, Guitar, with Love. As a third career, the ambitious Mr. Negri taught jazz guitar at the University of Pittsburgh, the first school of higher education where jazz guitar became part of a college-level curriculum. Negri was the first teacher to offer it. Additionally, he taught at Duquesne and Carnegie Mellon, and was music director for Pittsburgh's ABC television station WTAE. Wrote commercial jingles for brand names such as McDonald's and Westinghouse, played orchestral gigs with Yo-Yo Ma and Wynton Marsalis, and made an album with singer and Great American Songbook authority Michael Feinstein, Fly Me to the Moon, 2010. Joseph Negri was born in Pittsburgh on June 10, 1926, and began hitting the strings at age 3 on ukulele while singing. Immediately a hit on local radio, Negri soon became a Pittsburgh Musicians Union member throughout his teens. He served in the U.S. Army for 2 years, and in 1943 toured the States for several years with big band leader Shep Fields and his Rippling Rhythm Orchestra. Foster Sylvers. Foster Sylvers dies at 64. American singer Foster Sylvers, former R&B child prodigy and member of the family group The Sylvers, has passed away at 64 years old after a battle with prostate cancer. Born in Memphis, Sylvers rose to fame early on. At just 11 years old, he made his musical debut with the single Misdemeanor, which became a hit in the United States in 1973. The song, written by his brother Leon Sylvers III, reached number 7 on the Billboard R&B chart and number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100, establishing him as one of the youngest artists to make a significant impact on the charts. His success led to national television appearances on iconic shows like American Bandstand and Soul Train, which were cultural touchstones of the time. After releasing a second album in 1974, the artist officially joined the Sylvers in 1975, the group formed by his siblings, which was experiencing a period of increasing popularity. His arrival coincided with the band's peak commercial success. Alongside his brother Edmund, Foster shared lead vocals on Boogie Fever, the catchy disco anthem that topped both the Billboard Hot 100 and the Hot Soul Singles chart in 1976. The song became the group's biggest hit and continues to be a staple in soul, funk, and disco compilations decades later. During those years, the Sylvers solidified their position as one of the prominent family groups of the decade, blending soul, funk, and disco in a music scene dominated by acts like the Jackson 5. Beyond the stage, Sylvers pursued a career as a songwriter, producer, and studio collaborator. Following in his brother Leon's footsteps, he worked with artists such as Dynasty and Evelyn Champagne King. In 1984, he contributed to the R&B hit Shakedown and later continued his music career under the name Foster Sylvers and High Tech, releasing works with labels like EMI America and A&M Records. Rick Treadway. Rick Treadway dies at 56. Former IndyCar racer Rick Treadway died Saturday in a motorcycle accident. He was 56. Treadway raced in IndyCar during the 2001 and 2002 seasons, competing in his one and only Indianapolis 500 in 2002. He finished 29th in the prestigious event, after a collision cut his day short. Treadway's family was a part of launching the IndyCar series. His father, businessman Fred Treadway, owned one of the original Indy racing teams, Treadway Racing, for which the younger Treadway raced for during his 2 seasons. Following the news of Rick's passing, former teammate Arie Luyendyk, who won the Indianapolis 500 for Treadway Racing in 1997, was among the auto royalty to pay tribute. Sad news hearing Rick Treadway passed away last Saturday, Luyendyk wrote on social media. Our condolences go out to my former, at IndyCar team owner Fred Treadway, Janice and Brian Treadway. Rick was a fun, crazy, humble, wild and brave personality, R.I.P. Ricky. We are thinking of you Treadway family. IndyCar driver and amazing race alum Connor Daly also sent his well wishes. Really sad to see this news today, he wrote. If you listen to at Speed Street Pod you know how much this name means to a certain segment of our show. R.I.P. Ricky. We'll keep doing our Indy 500 driver research in your honor. Treadway's death comes just over a week after the sudden loss of NASCAR star Kyle Busch. The 41-year-old died as a result of his severe pneumonia progressing into sepsis. Busch was subsequently celebrated at last month's Indianapolis 500. Marsha Lucas. Marsha Lucas dies at 80. Marsha Lucas, the film editor who won an Oscar for editing Star Wars, directed by her former husband George Lucas, and shaped several influential films of the 1970s, died Wednesday in Rancho Mirage, Calif. She was 80. The family's attorney confirmed she died of cancer. Marsha will be remembered as a brilliant storyteller, a trailblazer for women in film, a loving mother and grandmother, a generous host, and a loyal friend whose humor and sparkle filled every room she entered. Her influence on film is indelible, but those who knew her best will remember the way she made life feel more vivid, more beautiful, more fun, and more full of love, the family statement said. Her work was known for its emotional intelligence, rhythm, and humanity, a rare ability to find the truth of a scene and bring heart, momentum, and clarity to the screen. Marsha Lucas, who sometimes called George Lucas' secret weapon, co-edited George Lucas' American Graffiti, for which she was Oscar-nominated, and then won an Oscar for editing Star Wars. She also edited Return of the Jedi, as well as Martin Scorsese's Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Taxi Driver, and New York, New York. She played a significant role in helping her husband shape the Star Wars films. In his book The Secret History of Star Wars, Michael Kaminsky wrote, Marsha, along with many of George's friends, critiqued which characters worked, which ones didn't, which scenes were good, and Lucas composed the script in this way. Marsha was always critical of Star Wars, but she was one of the few people Lucas listened to carefully, knowing she had a skill for carving out strong characters. George Lucas told Rolling Stone in 1977 that it was her idea to have Obi-Wan Kenobi die on the Death Star. The more I thought about Ben getting killed, the more I liked the idea because, 1, it made the threat of Vader greater, and that tied in with the Force and the fact that he could use the dark side. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro loved working with Ariana Grande, but still hasn't seen her in Wicked, I Still Am Trying. Robert De Niro enjoyed welcoming Ariana Grande into the circle of trust. The Heat star discusses working with the Seven Rings singer on the forthcoming Meet the Parents sequel, Folklore-in-Law, in an interview with Entertainment Weekly. I liked her, De Niro says of Grande. Nice kid. However, the Taxi Driver star says he has yet to see the musician's Oscar-nominated turn as Glinda in 2024's Wicked. I didn't see her movie, and I still am trying to see it, believe it or not, but I want to see it, he explains. I'm going to see it with my daughter. And she's, of course, seen it. However, De Niro was familiar with Grande's previous screen work. I had seen her in some stuff with my daughter, some sitcom thing she had done, he says, presumably in reference to her 4-season stint on Nickelodeon's Victorious. I'm forgetting the name. My kid was into that. I was aware of her then and, of course, aware of her in other ways. She was great. The king of comedy star has nothing but praise for Grande, who portrays Olivia, the girlfriend of De Niro's character's grandson, Henry Focua, Skylar Gisondo. She was very professional, he says. She's terrific and very quick, and got it all. She was very much part of the whole process. De Niro emphasizes how crucial it is for actors to reach the same performance wavelength on set. It's really so important that everybody sort of gets it and jumps in quick, and the timing and the give and take is there, he explains. Everybody understands what we are doing. It's all very professional. It really helps. De Niro's other 2026 project is the crime film The Whisper Man, directed by New Zealand filmmaker James Ashcroft. What drew De Niro to the project? I liked the story. It was interesting, he says. It's a thriller, and it wasn't, in some ways, as demanding as some other things I've done. He continues, I liked just doing it. I wanted to do something, and it was there, and it was in New York. And so I said, I'll do it. And I liked James and everybody who was in it. At 82, De Niro now has over 100 film credits to his name, and he considers a number of factors before committing to his next project. It depends. The script, of course, is the first thing, he says. You'd like that it would be great, but even if it's good and the director is good, I'd want to do it. Sometimes it's the money and all those things. He continues, in some films, it's not like doing other films with directors I've worked with many times, of course, Martin Scorsese being the main one, where it's a different thing. De Niro is currently working on the 25th year of the Tribeca Festival alongside his longtime producing partner Jane Rosenthal. I have the easy part, he says of his responsibilities to the festival, which he co-founded in 2002. Jane does all the work with the team, they are great, and it's a daunting job.